in a very positive fashion, you could probably make up for that apology you just gave.
I
Even
really,
though,
really, I honestly, I grew up in this town, and there's lots of entertainment. There's always been a lot of entertainment in Branson, and the funny thing is that they have a very family-oriented kind of centric kind of marketing message for Branson. And the reality is that people have been coming to Branson for 30 years, and they've been entertained by the gay community, dancers, singers. I mean, we've always
Mhm.
had this wonderful community of performers and stuff in town that have never really been recognized. And so my honest position in it is that they're part of our community just like anybody else is. And it's ridiculous that they don't feel safe, or they don't feel valued, or they don't feel celebrated. So that's kind of how I ended up coming to this kind of limelight thing. But I
That'll
do
be cool, though.
apologize, because me being the voice piece for this type of subject seems really ironic. So
Well, therein lies the entertainment value.
maybe.
Value. How many people are in Branson, anyways? Sorry.
Any given month, there's about 700,000.
700,000?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Branson was way smaller than that.
It's a tiny, tiny town. We only
700,000? That's almost a million people.
We only have 15,000 people that live here.
Okay.
That's our tourism is between 650 to 700,000 a month.
But 700,000 a month.
Yeah.
Almost a million people come through Branson.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's a month. We get around 6 to 7 million a year.
I didn't expect that. Jenny, what are you obsessed with?
I think it's Jack's Kelly earrings.
Okay.
And I put a little picture of it next to it.
Yeah, they're very nice.
And I think this is like a steamroll of how I came up with what we might talk about. Mm-hmm. It all started with looking for jewelry because my husband wanted ideas, and I'm not into a whole bunch of expensive jewelry right now. Mm-hmm. And so I found this company a couple of years ago, and they're like raw stones. They just have cool, different earrings. And I usually would buy them in different small boutiques and stuff where they were still what I thought were cheap because it was like $60. But I found the direct website, and they're like, those earrings are cute, and they're like $30. So,
nice.
But that got me rolling because then I got a whole bunch of ads for jewelry and engagement rings. And I kind of thought, I'm seeing a lot of nice jewelry and engagement rings that are traditionally inexpensive from when I was growing up, what people were spending. And so then I was just sitting there thinking, it's probably about that time for some people to get engaged. So Jack's Kelly earrings, I'll share a link for everybody.
And
what are you obsessed with?
I'm obsessed with a lot of things. There's actually a few companies I've seen doing a similar style when I lived in Portland, Oregon. One of them is called Dear Survivor, and they're all like core minerals, and they look very, very similar to that. But I think all of her proceeds, if not most, go to women that have been victims of sex trafficking. So that would also be a cool one for you to look up if you're interested in that style. So it's very cool. So what I'm obsessed with isn't nearly as beautiful, but they're comfortable. I'm calling them Spanish pants because I got 2 pairs the last time we traveled to Spain. And they're like, I'll take a picture of them because I don't have a good photo of me in them right now. But they're like super high waisted, super thin material. And they look like pants that would flow like a skirt, but they're like a little more formed, and they cut open on the sides. So like your legs can come out, which is incredibly comfortable if you're like me and get hot real easily. So I'm in love with these pants. So I bought 2 of those, and then I bought like another pair that are like kind of the similar super hyper thin material because it's hot as balls in Spain, especially in the summer. And they're like gypsy pants, kind of. You look like Jasmine from Aladdin, and then I just pull them up, and they're like my walking dog pants, and I'm obsessed with them. I bought like 2 more pairs. They're $10 a piece when we were in Spain. So I have like
Wait a minute, are they pants or are they shorts?
They're pants. They're pants.
But you can put your legs through them.
You put your legs through.
I do that with most of my pants.
I understand that, but like, it sounded like they're like, she said they're like a skirt.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So you put your legs through them, yeah, like you would. So there's a panel on the inside, so where your inseam is, and there's a panel on the outside that go, but they don't connect. Aren't sewn together. So you have an inside panel and outside panel. When you're holding still, it just looks like you're wearing a skirt, kind of. But then when you start walking, like your legs come out. I'm going to have to take a video, aren't I?
If you could just ask Carson to share the slow-mo video of you and those pants, it will satisfy so many people, and it will clear up any confusion Brian has.
It's not very complimentary, though. My ass is very weird. Are you
out of your mind? It was amazing. No, let's have everybody take a vote. Follow us on Instagram at It Got Weird Pod, and
to see a slow-mo video of Cassie evidently shaking her ass.
It's just brilliant.
I'll send that to you. So we can get it up there.
It's amazing. I loved every minute of it.
I bet we'll get it up there.
Oh gosh. Okay. Anyway, what are you obsessed with, Brian?
I am obsessed. I just got my motorcycle back, so I've been riding again, and it's fall is setting in. So like my days are numbered as far as being able to ride.
Where did it go?
It was broke. It was not functioning.
You broke it?
There was some electrical issues. It's not anything interesting or fun. It's just I was a sad puppy for about 6 weeks. So.
Oh, most of summer.
Yeah.
Or a good chunk of it, I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
it's back.
If you would like to see that video of Cassie and her pants, follow us on It Got Weird Pod on Gmail. Whatever. It Got Weird Pod on IG, Twitter, Facebook. Rate, review, subscribe. It helps so much. Thank you.
And if we can get 100 comments on this video, I will put a pair of Cassie's pants on and ride my motorcycle.
That would be so good.
Oh, that'd be.
Do I get to pick which pair of pants I send you?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm all about that life.
Okay, Jenny, we'll have to have a FaceTime closet breakdown. So I'm about to clean up my closet.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, yep. Go to IG.
Yeah,
at least 100 of you. Any semi-weird things happening recently, Cass?
Yeah. My mother was in town recently, and it was great because she's like, I love her. She's amazing. She's one of my best friends. And we're very similar. So, we're very similar, and most people think we act like sisters. So there's not a very standard mother-daughter relationship. So it's pretty open. I'm telling you that to make this story kind of set the tone. So we were kind of bopping around Barcelona, and there's a vermouth bar there. So vermouth is a drink. I know you know what vermouth is in martinis, but in Spain it's something entirely different. It's kind of like wine, like a sweet, kind of a bitter. You put olives in it, but it's really delicious. And they have these vermouth bars all over, and they're a lot of fun. So we went to one of Carson's favorite ones, and there is a lot of interesting decor on the walls, like just random stuff from all over. It's a great spot, packed in there. And above my mom's head in this frame was this, I'll send you the photo, naked guy behind this wall, kind of. And he has his arms above his head, and he's like ripped. He's kind of like staring into the camera. And you can see one leg is sticking out over the wall. You can't see any junk. He's like kind of like teasing you from behind this wall, right? And mom's like, what is going on there? Like, what is with this picture? Because it didn't match anything around us, even though there were some very bizarre artifacts on the walls. So when the waiter comes over, we're talking to him. He's super friendly, like most people in Spain are. And I asked him, because I knew my mom wouldn't have the balls to. I'm like, what's up with that photo? And he goes, oh, we took that like 10 years ago. And we all kind of looked at him. I'm like, is that you? And he's like, yeah, that was me 10 years ago. And we all like are just astonished, which was awesome because we had no idea we were going to meet this model, this half naked guy on the wall. Apparently his parents own the vermouth bar.
He went from naked to half naked.
Well, he's naked, but he's hiding behind a wall. So you only see like, maybe 80% of him. And it's fine. But
when really you're only interested in that 20%.
Yeah. You're like, but what about that though? So he was super friendly. So then after a couple glasses of vermouth, my mom then wants to take a photo with him. So we have a photo of.
Did you make him recreate the photo?
We wanted to so badly, and we were in tears laughing at the table because my mom's boyfriend, who's a wonderful human, was with us, and we're giggling about how he's going to have to recreate the photo at home for mom's memory.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
I know. Well, it was packed in there, and I really don't think he would have gotten down with it, but we could have asked him.
I think that if he left that picture up there, he was totally down with it.
So funny.
I agree. Oh, that's
it was
awesome.
great. It was a really good moment.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we did. I collaged it into a side-by-side so you guys can see.
Oh, yes. Awesome. So I have mentioned a couple of times, I have found my type, or I think my type has found me, maybe. Apparently, I am a magnet for a seafood meat market gentleman.
Hookup. Yeah. Seafood meat market hookup. That's Jenny's MO.
I don't know what it is, but if I had a mark, I guess that's like, I don't know. So
how did you come to this very obviously accurate analysis?
I had another effing weird encounter. So last weekend, I think it was, we had a really great weekend. Everybody won all of the sports and it was great. So I'll just summarize that. There were a lot of activities, everyone won, and we had a date night. So my husband's like, hey, do we want to go out? Do we want to cook? I'm like, I'll cook. And he's like, well, I'll go up to the store with you and we can grab some lobsters and some shrimp or whatever. And I'm like, well, you're watching another football game. I'll just run up real quick. And he's like, you sure you don't want me to go with you? I'm like, nah, you're fine. Hindsight, got in the car and I'm like, yeah, when I called the guy to see if they had any lobsters, he was like, okay, yeah, like I'll make sure that I save them for you. I'm like, okay. And then he said something and I can't remember what his comment was. But I said, he said, are you going to get them or am I? And I'm like, well, I can get them if you're the gentleman that doesn't like to get them out of the tank. You're welcome. And anyway, and so he's like, why would I be nervous? And I was like, oh, well, I just didn't know if you were the guy that, doesn't like to do it. He's like, that works here? I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm not scared. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So he was a man-child is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I get in the car and then I'm remembering that conversation. I'm like, God, I hope this doesn't turn into another meat market situation.
It's going to get weird.
And it did. So I show up and he's like, oh, are you my lobster girl? I said, yeah. I was like, I'll go ahead and I'll do 3 of those, pounds of the reds. And he's like, wow, like I want to come to your house. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Can you just get them?
3 lobsters, like, not all for me. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm not scared still. I'm like, okay, why are you saying that way?
Thanks for reminding me.
And he gets it. He's like, yup, see, that didn't take me 20 minutes. I'm like, nope, sure didn't. He's like, I should have just wrote on there, see, I'm not scared. I'm like, I haven't laughed at you saying scared the first time, but you've said it 4. And
that must have worked for him in the past at some point.
It must have. So I get the shrimp and then I'm looking at the ribeyes and I'm texting my husband. I'm like, hey, ribeyes are on sale. You want me to grab a couple for tomorrow? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And so I'm like, can I get 2 of those ribeyes towards the back? He's like, oh, a little surf and turf. I'm like, well, those are for tomorrow. And I'm thinking, I'm getting 2 effing steaks. Obviously there's someone else.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, don't forget to save me a plate. I get off at 8:00 and I'm like, oh, yep, it'll already be cooked. And he's like, well, I don't mind to heat it back up. I'm like, okay. And then he hands me the steak and he goes, oh, no, really, I get off in about an hour. I'm like, okay, sir. And he goes, I'm a giver. Just remember that.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay. So I come home and I had to go back by because I forgot the boil packet thing, the seasoning.